Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be recreating a look done by Makeupwlp. I've been loving her makeup looks she's been doing with the Icy Nude palette from Huda Beauty. I've been so inspired and all of the looks have been truly living in my head rent-free, so I know I need to recreate one today. The one that has stuck the most has been her Sugar Plum Fairy makeup look, so I think that's what I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from today. So let's get into it. I'm starting with the Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation in the shade 5. And I'm blending with my Melt Cosmetics foundation brush. I might do my own spin on things a little bit for the base and lip, but for the eye, I really want to copy and paste it onto my eye shape. And then I'm just going to make sure everything's laying on my skin well with this massive sponge from One Size. It's freaking, I don't know how I feel about it. It feels like I'm blending my makeup out with a cow's tongue. It's massive. And it's a little stiff, so it doesn't like fit the contours of my face as well as other sponges. I don't know if I love it. Just, I didn't feel like washing my other ones, so it will have to do today. The sound. For my concealers today, I'm doing two from Maybelline. These are the Instant Age Rewind Erasers. I have my pink one in the shade 160 and my normal correct shade, the shade 120. So I'll just put a little of 120. Ooh. What a nostalgic sound. So I'm using my normal shade to correct my under eyes like usual. And then I'm using the pink one just to add the pink hues and to really brighten and to add some drama. I don't mind the sponge for the under eye actually. It kind of can conform to all the little angles. I think I just had to get used to using this cow tongue. And I'm not setting right away just so I can edit things if I get a little out of control at this step. I'm taking my Patrick Ta blush in the shade Just Enough, which is the cool pink that's kind of closer to my skin tone. And I'm using my Rare Beauty blush brush and I'm just taking the cream right now, just working in a little bit into my palm. I always do this with my blushes just to like really work it into the bristles so I get kind of like an even coverage and so it doesn't like transfer like a stamp. It just goes way easier. And I love the blush placement. She goes way close to her eye here and it kind of just meshes right into the eye look. Another blush shade that I think would work perfectly for this kind of vibe would be like say Chili or the Makeup Forever Wherever Rose blush or the Essence Rosy blush. Those kind of berry coldish leaning tones look amazing. I might layer one of those instead of layering the powder version of this later on. Now I'm going to set my under eyes. I originally went for my Cherry Blossom Cake Powder from Huda, but I think I want to try the Tower 28 one in pink today just to see. Although this one isn't, it looks a little peachy to me actually. Scratch that. I'm not doing that. It's a little too peachy. I'm going for Cherry Blossom Cake. And Cherry Blossom Cake is their pink powder, so it's just going to add even more brightness. I'm going for the drama today. And I'm putting that pink powder aside. I'm taking just Pound Cake now to set the rest of my face here. Now to make everything mesh well together again, I'm taking my Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio and I'm mixing the bronzer and contour. And I'm just going to do my usual here. And I really want to play up the intensity of what I usually do today. I do feel as though that might be a little too cool tone for me, so I did grab this just in case. This is my Sculpting Powder Bronzer from Because I'm curious, and I mentioned it earlier, instead of going in with more of that milky white blush, I think I'll layer a little bit of my Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Rosy Rosewood. And this is really nice. It has a nice luminosity to it too, since it's a baked blush. And it might pull really nicely against that like milky pink I have going on already. And then I'm hitting the same spots. Now I'm taking my Rare Beauty highlighter in the shade Enlighten, which is the white one, and I'm hitting my high points with this for the frosting on the cheeks. I felt like this one was appropriate. It gave kind of like glitzy sugar plum fairy vibes to me. My camera cut at a very good point, but I wasn't able to introduce the kitten intermission, so I hope you just enjoyed that. But now it's time to get to the main point of this video, or what I've been most excited about, the eye look. And I'm just going to be using my Icy Nude palette from Huda Beauty. So here we go. I'm excited. I'm going to be following her tutorial. I'll link it down below. And I love doing these types of videos because some people just approach eyeshadow so much different than I do. Like there's some people that go in like with full pigment first, like Nikki tutorials, and I always found that so intimidating. I usually go with like the littlest amount first and then build up, but I think I'm going to do something a little different today. We're starting with the shade First Class, and I'm using that on a Smith 237, which is a massive, big, fluffy brush. And that's just going to go all up in our crease. And what I've been really liking about her looks she's been creating with the Icy Nude palette has been that they're super blown out. So when I have most of that color placed here, I'm just going to take the rest and just like flick it outwards towards my temple. Oop, I messed up my brow there a little bit. Now taking a different brush, this is a Smith 247. So it's a fluffy brush, but it's pinched a little. So it's a little flat, and she took the shade Unapologetic, and that's going heavy in the crease. This is what I meant. She like put a lot of pigment right in here to begin with, and then it gets blown out. And then I'm taking my big fluffy brush to blend that outwards. Wow, these colors look so much cooler toned on her. She has a very warm complexion. I have a neutral undertone, but these like look so different on me. Like that's wild. Now we're taking the shade Faux Fur, and I'm taking it on that same Smith brush I was just working with, the 247, and that's on the outer corner. So we're going out here in the outer V. And she softened everything out with the shade Lavish. And this is kind of going to do a little top coat on all of this. Ooh, that actually softens it so well. Ah, oh no. Oh no, no, no. Dang it, I just used a brush that I just cleansed with some Cinema Secrets, and it's definitely gonna mess everything up. Oh no. I thought it would be dry by now. Okay, let's see if I can fix this. If not, I'll wipe it off and do what I just did to catch us up. Dang it, my mistake. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to get corrected well. That might piss me off. I'll be right back. I'm going to redo it. Hi, we're so back. What's next? Ooh, now we're adding the white, which is called Avalanche. And I'm taking this on a Rephr 02 brush, which is a really good. Completely stopped that sentence, I just realized. It's a flat brush, so it's good at packing on color. So I'm packing on the most right on my lid here where we had some blank space. And then as I move up, I'm kind of cleaning up this area by doing little sweeping motions. And I'm wiping off my brush now to deal with over here. I'm just going to take my other brush I was working with just to tidy this up a bit. And I love how dramatic the inner corner is here. Kind of wish I used a white base though, because I feel like I can't get it as bright as I can see in her video here. Maybe I can. That's bright enough. That's bright enough. Now she kind of sprinkled on the shade VVS. Is that what it is? VVS, which is like a super creamy shimmer. If you like put pressure on when you swatch it, it like turns this gorgeous metallic shade. Maybe I want to use Diamond Dew, which is a similar shade, but just cooler. No, I'm gonna stick to what she wrote here, and I'm using VVS. And I'm just using a sprinkle of that, so I'm just tapping my finger in there ever so lightly. And because this is a very creamy color, I'm hoping that it will kind of adhere on its own without some help. And she kind of just sprinkled this, focusing it in the center. And I'm trying to be careful not to like really smudge this out, because when you warm up this shade, it's very creamy, so it like blends into one instead of getting like the sparse glitter. For the sparse glitter though, I do want to add a little extra fun using this. This is my Patrick Ta Duo in the shade We Need Better Lighting, and I'm taking the white. And I'm placing that in the same spot. Ooh, now we get to pat on some of the shade. What shade is that? That's the shade She's Rich. I'm taking a Smith 205, and she creates a smoky liner using this. So she goes, how dramatic with this? Okay, not that bad. So I'm just going to kind of pat this out using a Smith 205. And it's like a soft wing. It's not very structured or pointed on the outskirts. It's just going to add extra depth along the lash line to make our eyes pop even more. Also going to throw some over here too. I think the contrast with the white against this will look super pretty. Now we're blowing out the lower lash line. She took the shade Faux Fur, and oh god, I just had a fear that I wasn't recording right now. That would have sucked. And this is going all across the lower lash line here. And it's also coming up here to blend that out a touch. I'm going to add some Unapologetic down here too, just to balance things for my eye. Ooh, okay, fun. I have a little cleanup right here. I'm taking a Q-tip. I had some of that dark shadow fall out onto my waterline here. Now we add even more white. And I need like a stiffer brush. This one will do, a MAC 219S brush. And I'm taking more Avalanche, and then I'm taking the shade IDGAF as well. So more white, and then IDGAF right here. Oh, I wish I put a base on personally, because I feel like my skin is absorbing some of this powder white and it's just kind of disappearing. I wish I went in with a white cream base. I knew that was gonna happen, but I was just trusting the process. I wanted to see what would happen. So if I were to do this look again, and I really wanted like the brightest white, this is what I would have done. So I'm taking my About Face Fluid Eye Paint in the shade White Noise, and I'm using a little fluffy brush. This is Refer 13, and I'm just kind of working in that white until it feels a little bit dried, a little bit powdery. You don't need this to be as opaque, but this is just going to set a really good base to add more white shadow over. So you want it to look almost like the opacity of just a normal white powder shadow. I'm not trying to make it look like actual whiteout on my lid here with just this product. Taking a dry brush without that product, just so that it looks really nice and smooth. Then I would wipe it, take the white from the palette and press it over, just like we did before. That way you get like a super seamless, beautiful, opaque color. That way I know this white is going to stay looking like this and it's not going to get absorbed by like my natural skin's oils or like my other makeup products, like my eye base and things like that. That's one thing about white eyeshadow that kind of gets annoying and disappears sometimes. And with that, the eyes are all done. It's time to put the little final twinkle and do the lips. So I'm using my Makeup by Mario lip liner in the shade Smoky Pink. Ooh, that was a good pop. Love that sound. Great color for this. I thought maybe Modesty from MAC would be a good color. Maybe that's too the same as the lip liner. This is Cream Cup. That was better. I just removed some from the center there, just so that Cream Cup would be more in the foreground. Cute! Oh my god, I feel like a princess. This was really fun and satisfying to create. I've been filming this for a super long time. My oils are coming through, so I'm just going to do one final set here. Mission accomplished. Oh, this was so satisfying and like a dream come true to create today. I'm so happy I recreated one of her looks. Again, I'll have her accounts listed and linked in the description box down below. Please check her out. She has so many fun, dramatic looks. We must put this little fur cap on for the full illusion. Oh my god. I actually feel so cute and very wintry. I feel like the abominable Yeti's girlfriend. I could never ever say that word. Not ever in my life once. Abominable snowman's girlfriend. Abominable. Sounds like not a real word to me. But anyways, here is the final makeup look. I know I had too much fun creating it. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have all of the products I used listed and linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!